So we're gonna do, it says 24 beds, which means 8 beds per. So let's see.
A flower came up.
So if there's 8 beds per, let's start with 4 beds per flower. So 4, 8, 12. So we want 16 beds.
Another flower, Dada.
5.
Daddy, another flower. Another flower.
Hey, it looks like a sunflower. High five.
Daddy.
So what's January really all about? January is about setting our intentions, planning, and then executing that plan, not this month, but in our minds and on paper. Really watching the seasons, really seeing how things unfolded, and last year reflecting on what worked, what didn't, and then how we make this year even better. So January, this is what it is. Now what I'm really thinking about with this shed is kind of how we can practically use it for storage and how I can practically work in it as well, because I'm about 6'1". The height on this shed isn't actually as high as I thought it was when we bought it. I can still work with it, but then there's a limited amount of space where I can actually stand up and do work inside. So you see this beam right here, I'm just knocking my head. So what I've got to think about is either something on this side in the front of the door, this side, or in the back corners, but not necessarily anything in the middle from a working perspective. I'm wondering how I can utilize the headspace more. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, so what we want to imagine is this panel here, that second panel in next to the window, hanging some tools here. This back wall, shelving across the back for all storage purposes. And then on this side is the most realistic space for a worktop. What did your mum say? Over. Okay, then wait till I get home. Over. You know what I learned most last year? I learned that everything doesn't have to be perfect. I learned that there's beauty in imperfection. Yes?
Are you coming back yet?
10 minutes. There's beauty in imperfection, and everything doesn't have to be so structured, especially when growing, because things don't always go according to plan. And you know, that's okay to a degree. That's okay. You know, I'd rather have fun with it, and kind of sometimes you just want to do the thing. You know, you don't want to overthink every single aspect of the thing. It's like, because I think when we end up overthinking something, we end up not doing it. And it's like, I came out here to put up some shelves, and then instead of doing that, I started to make the table, because that's just what I felt to do. So, because the shelves can be put up anytime, I can put them up. It's not a problem. I can't make the table anytime. So I thought, let me just start making the table now. See what it looks like. You know, just go with the flow. That's what we want to do. We want to go with the flow. I said I will be back by 11 o'clock. Over. Huh?
Being tidy is one of the ways.
Being tidy.
We're messy.
That has actually been quite helpful. Yes, as in the house, it's been helpful to be tidy. So T, reflections on 2025.
So we'll start with the what went well. So what went well was us planning certain things like the polytunnel, the beds we were going to put in, and actually being able to execute that plan. And that was really good. To finally be on land, to finally be able to do the thing that we wanted to do, and to see our dreams come to fruition. That was really good. And then bringing people on the land, that was really soul fulfilling. I feel like when we did the tree planting, I've discovered that I really like feeding people, and that was nice. And when we were putting the skin on the polytunnel, and just realizing that we are badass. Like last year for me, I think was really good for both of us, because we were able to build a polytunnel. We'd never done that before. We were mixing cement, we were doing all these different types of math and fractions, and just to make sure we got it right and that it didn't blow away, and it didn't blow away. And we've had massive storms, so that I think was really, really good. The things that didn't go so well would be, apart from the obvious, it would be trying to do too much. I wanted a greenhouse up, and we've got a small polytunnel to put up, and I wanted that up, and I had all of these things that I wanted to be done before. So I wanted all these things to be done, and actually not asking for help enough. We didn't ask for help enough. We had so many people that wanted to help us, and I don't know, maybe it's just a stubbornness we had, but we no longer have that stubbornness. So you may all come and help us, but we will be asking for more help this year. And then just not listening to ourselves. I think we didn't listen to ourselves enough last year. So there were times where I just wanted to sit and read, and I just wanted to be like a geek in a gardening book, and we just didn't feel like we had the time for it. So I'd say those things. What was the last question? This is all of our organic produce.
It's kitchen scraps. yourself.
The paper is organic as well. Yeah, so how I envision this would be, I think this is called OSB board, but we'll just call it board. Boards on the sides and the back, because then it will give us more scope to do more things. It will strengthen it as well, because it's just a standard shed, right? There's not much going on. So if we can do that, and if we can dry it out and then put insulation between before we put it on,
Yeah.
then that means even when it's cold and you're out here, it's not as bad.
Yes.
It's obviously going to be great, but I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks, babe.
It hasn't gone anywhere in all the storms.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I've been very happy about that.
Yeah. You see his smile. Yeah. But yeah, we got to try it out.
Oh, shout out to Sam and Ian. Yeah, between the three of us, we built all this.
Yeah, you guys did wicked. It essentially has space for 2 more beds, right? But the moles are coming in as well. That means the worms are doing their thing.
Oh yeah. Oh
And see how that grass doesn't grow back? That's where we put a cardboard in.
yes.
So basically, I think it was October. We seeded quite a lot of Asian greens, and we kind of made this the seed bed. So we just planted loads of seeds, and then in November we started moving them over into that bed to see what would happen, because everything is an experiment. It's our first year growing a lot of this stuff, and growing it in a polytunnel that we built. Yeah, so we've transformed them over there. So they're still growing here quite, we haven't had the time to space them out properly. So we've been having lots of soups from these guys, and we've transplanted some of them over here. So, ta-da-da-da, this is what they look like when they've had some room and some good organic compost. Yeah, they're doing really well. You can see the moles have been in here eating their fill. So the moles, they come and they eat the worms and whatever. So look at this. Look at this guy. He's just hanging. He's just hanging out.
Just chilling.
But yeah, they've done really well, I think. It's the first time we've been able to grow greens in the winter, so I'm proud of it.
Okay, this is a memo to self for the legs for the table. What I might do is actually double up the ones that we've got. I've currently got. So these ones, this is a 2x4, I think it's 2x4. It might be 2x3. Pretty sure it's 2x4. I'm gonna double them up. So we stack them like that. So like this for the legs, then I'll be happy with that. I think I'll be happy with that. So then I could notch through to connect them together, or use a big screw like these ones and cut them straight through. A short one periodically to connect them together, rather than trying to find chunkier legs. Just connect the two together. So that's a memo to self.
Well, I'm going to start off with saying, what's the saying? People plan and God laughs. That happened last year, but this year I think more people on the land, more hearty, organic, good food, more conversations, more building of community, growing a lot more flowers and calendula, and just maxing the space out. Not the whole 7 acres, but the space by the polytunnel, because we're not crazy. And just doing more of the cuddling up and reading a book, and going on more adventures, and having more random beach days, and making Dan drive for hours because I want a specific ice cream, and just more joy. Last year had lots of joy. It had lots of ebbs and flows, but I think this year for us it's listening to ourselves. That's the thing. So I think our word for the year is, or our sentence for the year is take time. Take time with each other, take time with ourselves, and take time with the farm and all of the people we want to host on here.
Go, son, go, by any means.
I think about your day and ask you how it is. Why are you